Hi, this is Chris Mazzara, author of Food Love and creator of Food Love's Transformation Accelerator. And in this video, I'm going to show you the quickest way to lose 25 to 50 pounds in 2025. And I'm giving you the whole blueprint. Ready? Let's go. Secret number one, after you pick up my book and read the first chapter or two, you'll realize that the secret to losing weight and keeping it off forever is that you always have to eat the food you love. I know that it sounds crazy, but it's completely true. So what you're going to learn in my book is that there's three elements to the area of food. There is the biochemical, psychological, and emotional, these three areas. And all the diet books that are out there, why they work for weight loss, but people can't stay on them, is they only focus on the biochemical. And if you're only paying attention to the biochemical and what is going to help people lose weight, what foods or combination of foods or eliminations of certain foods is going to help people to lose weight, and you're not paying attention to the emotional and the psychological, people aren't going to be able to handle it. People hate being restricted from their favorite foods. And that's why 99% of people, in less than 6 months, they're done with their diets. And people say, well, don't these diets work? Yeah, they do. They actually really do work. Even they're contradictory and they're completely confusing because one medical doctor will say give up carbs and one medical doctor will say carbs are the salvation. They all work on the biochemical. But for most people, 99 out of every 100 people, they don't work because they don't take into account that people love their favorite foods. And if you tell people they have to restrict themselves from a favorite food or a favorite food group, it can last for a short period of time to fit into a wedding dress, to look better on the beach, to make someone jealous, or whatever you want to do. It'll work for a short period, but in the long run, it won't work out because people have such deep attachments to their favorite foods. So the next thing that we do in Food Love, which is really different from every other diet that's out there, is that we start our day. We realize that starting your day by feeding your cells first, having something that's super yummy, but super nutrient dense, sets yourself up for the rest of the day. It makes cravings all but disappear completely, and it makes you feel balanced in your food decisions so you can have your favorite foods, but you don't feel the need to have your chicken parmesan with tiramisu and with a caffeinated milkshake and all these different things, because when your cells are happy, then you've been given your body the nutrients that it needs, then you're not going to be hungry from a biochemical level, emotional and psychological level. As soon as you start eating your favorite foods, even if you're having just the chicken parm without the pasta and you're just having it with a salad, because you're not dying of hunger, because the truth is when we're not getting the nutrients we need, we are starving from a cellular level, and all day long we're going to be hungry. That's why people, they can go out for fast food and have a huge meal, and a couple hours later they're still hungry. And they're hungry again, and they can eat the same amount of food because their cells are like, listen, you didn't give us anything. Our stomach is happy, our senses are happy, but you didn't give us anything. So we're going to make you hungry so you can actually get some nutrients. So imagine when you're having like a fast food burger, like what's in that? Not much. So there's maybe tomato or lettuce or different things. Like our bodies need micronutrients. That's why we can be calorie stuffing ourselves, but completely starving at a cellular level. So we need to start our days always with something super yummy and super nutrient dense. And then we can start our day from there. And when you start your day in this way and you feel balanced, you'll feel emotionally and psychologically and biochemically balanced, and you'll feel really positive. It makes dealing with food and arranging your diet in the way that you want to and having your certain foods in the afternoons. We go over all this in the book for $10. Pick it up, go to Amazon. If you're tired of diets that force you to give up your favorite foods in order to lose weight, only to put all that weight back on once you quit that diet, then I invite you to try my completely free online program that will help you lose your first 10 to 15 pounds without giving up the foods that you love. So head on over to foodloveonline.com and get started with us today. No credit card is needed. This is a completely free online program. Even if you're incredibly busy or incredibly lazy and nothing else has worked for you in the past, this can work for you. In 3 short videos, I will take you by the hand and get you on the road to losing weight, and most importantly, happily keeping it off forever. So head over to foodloveonline.com and I'll see you over there. I'll tell you the breakdown of what you're going to do all throughout the day. And you are going to feel so good and so liberated that finally there's a way that you can eat the foods that you love, and you can use that. You can use your food conditioning, which we talk about in the book, all the food that you grew up with, all your favorites from childhood, from your teenage years, from college years, from your young life, from your 30s or whatever, the stuff that you ate at your wedding or you didn't eat or on your honeymoon. It doesn't matter. We have all these special connections to food, and we make these connections and links with different people. And so as soon as we know that, we can use it actually to lose weight. It's absolutely phenomenal. That's how you can lose weight in the short run, and that's how you're able to keep it off in the long run as well. So you might be asking, well, what am I going to do? How am I not going to end up the size of a house if I'm eating my favorite foods? Well, first of all, when you're starting your day eating something nutrient dense, you're not going to be craving all these super calorie dense, super sweet, sugar laden, fat laden, salt laden things, because your cells are going to be happy. As soon as your cells are happy, it makes everything else easier. But what we do, if you look at what all of these famous diets, if we take the top diets for the past 30 years, what they do is they separate food groups. So if you have pasta, if you love pasta and you have that with a salad, your body can digest that really easily. Or if you're a meat eater and you like chicken or whatever, and you have that with a salad, your body can process that easily. But what it can't process is chicken and pasta and heavy cream and a salad and a tiramisu cake on top of it. All these different things happening at the same time, our body can't handle it. So there are certain vegan books out there and vegetarian doctors that have you give up red meat and focus just on plant-based foods and pastas and different whole grain foods and legumes and things of that nature. When you're doing that with salads, your body can handle that really well. And there's these other doctors that are like, okay, don't do that. Don't have pasta. It's better to have high quality meat, fish, chicken products, eggs, some dairy, but don't have all those carbohydrates, and have that with a lot of vegetables. And the one thing that everyone agrees on is vegetables. So the idea, all we got to do is like make a cool salad. And I got a bunch of free videos if you get the book. And if you go to foodlovetransformation.com, there's some free videos there too, where you just make a salad. It's super cheap. You can get organic greens from Walmart, from Target, Lidl, all those places, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. Make yourself a salad, put your favorite food on top of it, and your body can handle that and process that. So we're taking the science of what works from all these contradictory diets, and we can put it to work using and focusing on your favorite foods to get you there. So the next thing that we're going to do to lose 25 to 50 pounds in 2025, and yes, everybody loses weight differently, even in the same family, siblings, me and my brothers, we lose weight differently. We have one brother that can eat anything and he never puts on weight. Me and my other brother, we just look at pizza and we blow up. So men and women lose weight differently. Hormones affect weight gain and weight retention and also weight loss. So does your environment. If it's cold or if it's really warm, or there's all of these different factors. Throw genetics and throw DNA in there as well. And what you're going to see is that everyone has to figure out their own path. You can't go on a diet with a friend and be like, oh my God, it's not fair. This person can lose weight and I can't. Everyone has their own way. And what we talk about in the book is knowing your areas of food. But one of the most important things is that snacking is a part of our culture. And most of us grew up with snacks, having snacks in the afternoon, having snacks after dinner. So what we want to do is we want to find snacks that are super yummy, but also calorically efficient. And when we understand that our senses, like, for example, how I was programmed after dinner. Well, growing up, my mom would always have a ton of stuff, and we could go into the fridge and there'd be yogurts or stuff in the freezer, like ice cream sandwiches, different things like that. And so I always craved something sweet after having a meal, specifically dinner. But what I realized is that my senses just need something sweet. They don't need another 1,000 calories. They actually prefer something cold and sweet. That's their favorite. So what I figured out over a long period of time is that there's different things you can do. Like what I do is I'll grab some frozen blueberries and then I'm like, oh my God, that's super sweet, super cold. And that's amazing. Now, if you're going from eating 1,000 calorie pint of Ben and Jerry's to just having frozen strawberries, well, there's going to be some steps in between, and I outline that in the book. If you're tired of diets that force you to give up your favorite foods in order to lose weight, only to put all that weight back on once you quit that diet, then I invite you to try my completely free online program that will help you lose your first 10 to 15 pounds without giving up the foods that you love. So head on over to foodloveonline.com and get started with us today. No credit card is needed. This is a completely free online program. Even if you're incredibly busy or incredibly lazy and nothing else has worked for you in the past, this can work for you. In 3 short videos, I will take you by the hand and get you on the road to losing weight, and most importantly, happily keeping it off forever. So head over to foodloveonline.com and I'll see you over there. So we want to plan. We want to make sure any area of our life that we plan in ends up working out, whether it's our finances or with our kids or in our relationships. If we don't plan, if we just wing it, stuff's not going to work out. So if we plan our snacks and I'll give you tons of ideas. If you join the Transformation Accelerator community or in the book, I give tons of ideas, and there's a lot of free videos on YouTube. And in these snacks, they're super yummy, and it's not about the calories, it's about the taste. So we don't want to ever count calories, but we want to be calorie conscious. We don't want to just have 1,000-calorie pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream because it says that it's the dairy-free variety. There's still a ton of calories in that. You know, that's one of the NABs, the not as bad categories. And if you want a sweet treat, you don't have to have half your daily allotment of calories in one shot. There's a lot of other options that are out there that will do the trick. I talk about that a lot in the book. So the overall secret of food love, how to lose weight and keep it off easily and indefinitely. Number 1 is to always eat the food that you love. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep increasing the quality of the food that we're eating. And that's called food ladders. And when you're laddering your food and slowly, little by little, specifically your favorite foods, we're upping the quality of them little by little. Then before we know it, we're still having our favorite foods, but the sauce that we're using on the chicken parm is a lot better. We're not having fried chicken for chicken parm. It's more like a chicken cacciatore, and we put a healthier cheese on it, or eventually we get rid of the cheese. So we take our favorite foods and we keep slowly, little by little, increasing the quality. And when you do it slow, your senses are like, that's still pretty good. And then when you tune in and realize how much better you feel afterwards by not having these awful combinations of food, having this super fat, super calorie laden food that has near zero nutrients, it just makes you feel like crap afterwards, you're going to start this really cool cycle where, because you're doing things little by little and then you're paying attention to how you feel afterwards, your brain's going to remember that. So the next time you eat, it's going to be easy for you to be like, yeah, this time maybe I'll try the eggplant parm. Let me try the eggplant parm without the parm. No cheese. It's amazing. You can go to Olive Garden, ask for the eggplant parm with just the sauce on it, with the spaghetti, have the salad and the soup. It's really, really good. And when you're doing this slowly, it's fine, but you can't take somebody that's used to eating steak for breakfast and cheeseburger for a bedtime snack and tell them to start eating tofu. That doesn't work. So, and I explain why in my book, you got to go little by little. And some people are never going to have tofu. Don't even want to look at it. Don't even want to say the word tofu, and that's fine. There's so many things and so many avenues that you can take by slowly increasing the quality of your food that you're going to feel better. You're naturally going to lose weight. And then there's all these positive byproducts that happen to you slowly laddering all of your food. Your gut health improves, your skin improves, there's cancer fighters, all these great things that happen, but we're not focusing on that. We're not focusing on having food to improve our gut microbiome. We're not doing that. We're having our favorite food, and by increasing the quality little by little, that will improve our gut microbiome. When we're focusing on all these different areas, all these biochemical areas, you might get psyched in the beginning to improve a certain aspect of your health, to lower your cholesterol. There's so many great things that you can do, lower blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. These things are natural byproducts by slowly laddering the food that you love and always feeling free and knowing there's eating for entertainment and eating for energy. And if 80% of the time we're eating for energy, we're eating super yummy food where we're feeding ourselves and having things that taste really great, but also make us feel really great. And at the same time, we have the freedom, you know what, if we want to go out and have whatever we want to go to Carl's Jr., we want to go to In-N-Out Burger, we want to go to White Castle or Burger King or whatever we want to do that night. Sometimes you just need to do that. And what happens is, the secret is that when you give yourself the freedom to do it, the intensity of the desire of wanting to do it starts to go away. And you don't feel the need to go out and eat as much anymore. And what we talk about in the Transformation Accelerator course is that sometimes people have tough emotional days, and I'm an emotional eater. So I link when things suck in my life or things are really, really tough, I go to food and a movie. That's my go-to. Some people go to alcohol. Some people go to drugs. Some people go to other things. Whatever. A lot of people go to food. But if I understand that, okay, today was a tough emotional day at work or at home or whatever, or life in general, I'm not going to eat 3,000 calories in a shot. I know that I just need to feel taken care of. I need to feel pampered a little bit. I need to feel treated a little bit. And I have my go-to list for that. I have my list of foods that don't have tons of calories, that still taste amazing, that I don't have very often, maybe because it's really expensive or hard to get, or I have to drive like 40 minutes to go get it, or whatever the deal is. I will treat myself and I get the same emotional release. So all of these things you need to learn. Pick up my book, please. And this is how you can lose 25 to 50 pounds in 2025. And most importantly, this is how you keep it off. So in the next video, you're going to continue learning more about the food love philosophy. Please go to the next videos. Please watch all of our videos. Please go to Amazon and pick up the book or get the free book. Become a part of the food love family. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. See you.